Shapley, Shubik.
Okay. So we have one more power index that we need to talk about. And this one is called the Shapley Shubik Power Index. Guys, zip it or I'm splitting you two up. This is every time you two sit next to each other. Stop. Focus. Okay. Shapley Shubik Power Index. So before we start that, we need to talk about factorials. Well, when I want a factorial, we bring English in, and you'll see an exclamation point. This means to factorialize your number. Okay. So, formal definition says the product of the first n positive integers. So, multiply all the numbers from 1 to the number listed. So, 3 factorial would look like 3 times 2 times 1. You start at the number that they want, and you multiply every number that falls below it, clear down to 1. So what's 3 times 2 times 1?
6.
So 5 factorial. What number should I start with? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 120. Okay, now that I have these two, that last one should be easy.
No.
We know what 5 factorial is. Well, that's 120. And 3 factorial is 6. 120 divided by 6 is 20.
Oh, that's all it is.
That's light word.
But how do you get the?
Get what number?
What's this? What's this?
It's weird though. That's just got me the problem because I thought it was
To start-
fraction.
Yes, whatever they're telling you to factorialize,
What's this? What's this? Next one.
whatever they tell you to factorialize, that's where you start.
Oh, that's easy.
Okay.
So this has nothing to do with what we just finished.
No.
Oh,
Good.
yeah, then we're on straight. This is
Where's the hard part?
Right.
We're kicking there.
Okay, so 7 factorial.
7, 6,
5.
5, 4, 3,
Oh, I couldn't even read that.
2, 1.
Okay, 5,040.
That's not bad.
There is a shortcut on your calculator. However, and listen to my words, because it will be on your test too. You will see 3 of these problems on the test. You have to show me the work before you give me an answer.
All it is just right now.
Okay. So you can't just plug into your calculator 7 factorial and give me an answer. I need to see how do you get that.
So wait. So
Okay. So I'm going to show you the magical button.
no, but you have to like. Are you talking about like we have to do like
So, like,
7 times 6?
Yes.
and
If I gave you this problem on the test, I want to see 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant,
And
like-
then I want to see this is 40,320.
Oh yeah. I
See
put
that
that too.
200 right there?
I already had that.
Okay.
That's too many though.
We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
We're going to talk about that.
Simplify.
There's a
Yes.
reverse.
Okay.
There's a simplify. Okay.
So.
So- As long as you show me that work, you don't have to go 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 in your calculator. So open up your calculators, hit 7.
7.
Then I want you to hit math. So that's below your alpha button. Scroll over to PRB, which is your probability section.
Got
Oh,
it.
I see it.
And if you look at 4,
Oh.
you have an exclamation point. If you select that and hit enter,
I don't even need to learn this because I'm.
that gives you 7 factorial.
It's gonna make me get the wrong answer.
You do the same thing, but like
This right here.
the
8.
number.
Okay.
Well, it really is, but that's
So 3. Now that I know 8 and 7, I could just divide those two. Okay. I can divide 8 factorial is 40,320. 7 factorial is 5,040. That means my final answer is
8.
8.
I know how to do it on the calculator now.
Okay. Watch what else you can do though.
So-
8. is 8 times 7 times 6 times 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 7 is 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a look at the numerator and the denominator.
It just took away one number. Oh, they cancel out.
They cancel out.
That's the.
You've got a 7
That's
and a
that
6 and a 5 and a 4
Wow,
and a
Devon.
3 and a 2 and a 1, and all you're left with is 8.
That's the same every time.
It's the same every time.
Okay.
Okay? So, Caleb's already said, I'm sorry, Peter has already said, he looked at number 9 and he went, 200 factorial, say what?
That's a big old
Okay.
number.
Number 9, right across from that one, right here.
That's gonna be millions.
200 factorial divided by 199. So think about it. The top goes 200 times 199. Where do I start my bottom?
99.
199.
200 is 200.
So they start canceling out here. So your final answer is just 200.
Whoa.
I like these.
Okay. So when you've got a fraction like that, you don't have to list 200 clear down to 1 and then 199 clear down to 1. If you show me this and they'll start canceling and then circle your answer, we're good.
What about number 8 though?
Okay. So number 8. Number 8 starts 25, 24, 23, 22. Where does my bottom start?
22.
22. So they cancel out here. So my final answer would be these three multiplied together, 13,800. What, Sienna? She's always on it. She on her A game.
We only vegan for like a couple weeks.
Okay. So you need to find out, where do I start canceling out? Okay. So take a look at 7. Where's 7 going to start canceling out at?
Oh, 10.
10. So all I need is 12 times 11. 132.
Wow.
Alicia, you did it.
Do you see how far my board is off already? Goodness gracious.
Yeah, this is kind of easy.
See?
Don't they see
It's
you?
not too bad.
It's gonna be one of those.
All the
ones
easy
that
questions,
I'm trying to
barely
play
easy
it
questions.
where the-
All the easy questions
There'll
are
be
back.
like 2 of these questions.
Right.
We know how you were, Miss Finn.
Wait, what is that 11?
Hold on, we're gonna talk about that too.
Hey, what the?
Okay, so what does 10 look like?
That's number 6.
Hold up. What does 10 look like?
I don't like this. I'm going to sleep.
80, 79,
79,
78,
78, 77, 76.
Oh my gosh, my board is so off already. 77.
76.
We stop at 76 because they'll start canceling there. So you only have to multiply those 4 numbers, and that gives me 37,957,920.
A lot.
Okay, so we know that number 4 is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 720, good, thank you. 4 factorial is 4, 3, 2, and 1, or 24. Look at 6,
I don't like
That simplified.
180. Okay,
Whoa, wait.
4 is not factorialized.
Oh,
So,
don't trip me.
at the top, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. In the bottom, all I have is 4,
Yeah, that's messed up.
not 4, 3, 2, 1. So the only thing that cancels is the 4s. So this is 180. Okay, so be careful.
I don't like that.
I don't like that.
What if,
That's not trying
what
to
if,
trick you.
like they did all the top and then divided by 4, would you still get your same answer? Oh,
So if you did 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, got that answer and divided by 4, yes.
yeah, okay, just make
That would still come out to be the same answer. Okay.
Good.
Okay. So number 11.
Why does it have an if in it?
That's a-
I don't like that.
Listen.
Has a letter in it.
Okay. It tells you that 10 factorial is this. Okay, so that would be what? 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6, the whole way down to 1. Okay, I want to go in reverse now and get 9 factorial.
So you just do it and then you subtract both of those numbers.
No. How do I get 10 factorial? What process do I use? Multiplication.
Yep.
So you divide.
So to work backwards,
You divide
we
by-
have to divide.
The
So
number
you
by
would
9.
divide this number
What do you get?
by what?
9.
What you get with 9?
Okay, I thought.
9 factorial?
Hold on. Good. You divide by 10. Okay? This is 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6. This one starts at 9. They don't share a 10 in common. So I divide that by 10. So my answer there is actually 362,880.
Can you just put the 9 in the calculator? That's what I did.
You can do 9 in the calculator and then subtract.
That's what I was thinking.
It's like I just, plugged in 9 into the calculator and ran with it.
I mean,
It's just another way to look about it.
Urban or is there a
Okay.
different room?
So what if I give you 10 factorial and now I want 11 factorial?
That's fine. Then we just do 11.
No,
Yes.
I want you to use 10 factorial to get 11 factorial.
But why?
So I've got this. This is 10 factorial. What do I do with this?
Divide it. No,
No,
explain.
you
Multiply.
Dividing would go down.
Multiply.
You
By 11.
multiply it by 11.
Yeah, because that's the number that missing.
Because 11 times 10 times 9, that's the number that's missing.
Exactly.
So 39,916,100.
God.
That's ridiculous.
Did I make your brain hurt yet?
No,
Yes.
no.
Good, we're not done.
It was hurt.
I mean, it kind of hurt until Zay just gave us the cheat.
Great job.
Zane, way to go.
You're welcome.
Plug that in.
Why you using till today?
Okay, again, let me say this. Honors. Think just a
We
little
thought about the
bit.
easy way.
Well, that was easy.
Right.
That means
I
that's what
always
makes us.
give you the easy way, but I still want to expand your mind.
Totally forgot about
Oh
it.
my goodness.
Why do you really have to take honors though?
They don't offer discrete regular here.
What?
Everybody gotta have the last math.
Okay,
Oh,
so yesterday we talked about Bonds-Hoff coalition.
no one likes that.
Okay, no one likes that one. Okay, Bonds-Hoff coalitions. Some things about it. The number of players change in a Bonds-Hoff. So in other words, you had coalitions that had just one person. You had coalitions that had 2 people. You had coalitions with 3.
That's
Coalitions with 4. Okay, when I go to do Shapley Shubik,
Yeah.
you can't do that. Shapley Shubik coalition has to have all players every time. All players every time. The difference is we are now going to use the players and we're going to change the order. We're going to change the order of them. So, your formal definition then, a sequential coalition is an ordered list of all players. Bonds-Hoff didn't matter. I could put 864 and it was the same thing as 846.
Yeah.
Okay, it was still everybody together. Those are 2 different things when we do Shapley. Okay, so this means that player 1 and player 2 going in that order is different than player 2 and player 1. Okay, it matters if Peter comes before Rodrigo or Rodrigo comes before Peter. Okay. So when you go to write these, my suggestion to you is always start with the order that they put them in. So here's 8, 6, and 4. How else can I order that starting with 8?
8, 4, 6.
8, 4, 6. Is there any way else to order that with 8 first?
No.
No. So now change your starting person. Okay. So let's go to 6. You said 6, 4, 8.
6, 8, 4.
6, 8, 4.
Now you can't do it anymore.
Now I can't do any more with 6 in first place.
So 4, 8, 6. And 4, 6, 8.
And 4, 6, 8.
That's it.
Okay. You just listed all of your sequential coalitions. Okay. So let's do the next one. Be careful again. What's the problem with this one?
5A, 5B.
2 5s. So make sure you do 5A, 5B. So I can do 10 first, 5A second, 5B last.
10, 5B.
10, 5B, 5A. I can start off with 5A, good. 10,
5B,
5B,
and then 5A, 5B.
okay. Then 5B,
5A,
5A, and 10,
and then 5B,
5B,
10,
10,
5A.
5A. Do you think it matters?
No.
No, I don't care.
As long as.
Okay, as long as all of them are there, I don't care. Just call me Dr. Seuss. Does that make sense?
Who's talking or the word?
Huh?
Yeah, but
Question.
Me.
Anybody still need this one?
Me.
Okay. We
No.
talked about this last period. We're just gonna ignore this right now. We'll talk about this when we get to something else. Because that just threw them for a complete loop and you don't need it right now. You don't need it right now. So we learned factorial because that is the equation you need to tell you how many sequential coalitions. So just like I gave you 2 to the n minus 1, and that tells you how many total coalitions there are, factorial will tell you how many sequential coalitions there are. So if I have n players, I do n factorial, and that tells me how many sequential coalitions I have listed.
That's right.
So,
Okay, so n is how many players you have. So number 1, 3 factorial. I have 3 players,
6.
so 6. 3 times 2 times 1, which is 6.
That's crazy.
What if I bump it up to 5?
Wow.
5 factorial, which is
I don't know.
120.
Yeah, we did that earlier.
It's an answer.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. What about number 3?
Oh.
That's
Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 factorial.
math. 4.
5,040.
50, 40.
But what?
Think about this last one.
This last one about making me get a headache.
Okay, remember, we're ordering things, right? Okay, so we're trying to see which places we can shift people to. So right now, in number 4, I have 5 players. Okay, so I got player 1, player 2, player 3, player 4, player 5. This player right here, I don't want to move them. They are going to stay right there in that position, in last place.
So what do you?
So how many players am I actually ordering then?
4.
I'm ordering these ones.
And then would you just add 5?
So 4.
Now 4. Oh no.
Okay. So it's kind of like, I did this last period. So we've got Sienna, we got Steph, we got Liliana. So I always pick on the boys. What else I got in here? Sierra and Amber.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean
Okay. So I'm leaving Amber in last place.
to.
I'm not moving her at all. They want to know how many ways can I order everybody else to be
24.
different. So I can keep Sienna in first, I can keep Steph in second, and I can switch these two. So it'll go Sierra and then Liliana. Well, then I can switch Steph. So we can keep Sienna in first. So you're only ordering these 4. So it becomes 4 factorial. Just like you did with the total coalitions when we got rid of player 5 and you only had 4. This also goes down. So what if I told you you have 7 players to start with? Okay, you got 7 players, which means that would be 7 factorial.
Yes.
But I want to keep player 1 in first place, and I want to keep player 4 in 4th place.
120 is 5.
So how many people do I have to order if I'm
5.
keeping 2?
Oh, but 5.
5.
that'd
So
be
we
one-
would jump that down to 5 factorial because 2 of the people will never move.
That'd be one.
Oh, no, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. I just-
That'd be 120.
Okay, so that would be 120. There's 120 ways to move everybody else and keep those in a stable position. Peter's getting a little too technical on my life.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, my
This is the last thing you need.
Say psych.
I'm not lying.
God.
Okay,
How did that even happen?
total coalitions have what we call a critical player. Sequential coalitions have what we call a pivotal player. So, this is the player in a sequential coalition whose votes make the coalition win based on the order of voting from left to right. Okay. So, once you list your sequential coalitions, you are going to start at the left. You are going to add weights from left to right. Until the weight becomes greater than or equal to the quota. Then you stop. Once you stop, that's your pivotal player.
Shut up.
I guess I should put stop here. Stop. It's Miss Love's clap.
Stop.
Every time. Every time they do groups, I can always hear them dragging desks. It's all right, I'm sure I annoyed the heck out of her this morning when I moved all these desks back into rows for my test.
How'd it go?
Terrible.
The freshman?
That was their first test?
The first
They all failed?
No,
Most of them?
1.5.
oh, we don't want her to start going to 2.
I'll think about it. Let's just put it this way. Your tests.
What?
I think they just need to get used to me. That's what I'm gonna go with. They're not used to me.
It's weird.
You need lame excuse.
Listen, I'm gonna make it.
Okay. Find the pivotal player of each of the following sequential coalitions. Human. Nope. Oh, that's way up. Okay. My quota is 15. So you're going to look at your sequential coalitions. These obviously are not all. These are just samples. Okay. And you start 3. That's not 15. So we move on. 3 and 4 together gives me 7. Still not enough. So now I'm at 7 and I'm putting in 8.
That's a pivotal.
15. That's my pivotal player.
Oh, that's kind of easy. 8.
Okay. So some things to keep in mind. There is only ever one pivotal player in a sequential coalition. When you are doing critical players, there can be more than one. There's only one pivotal. So this one goes 2, 10, 14, 17. Now we're pivotal.
3.
So 3 is your pivotal.
Oh, I already got that figured out. Let's do all of them.
2.
So 2,
9.
5, 9, 17, 8 is pivotal.
8. 12. That's 15. 3 is pivotal.
So 3 is pivotal. Oh my gosh, my board is so off.
Yeah, the next one, all of them.
So take a couple minutes and find your pivotal players in 2 and 3 while I recalibrate this board.
3 is pivotal.
Alright, I got it.
25, 14, 15, 13, 17.
I feel like I need my friend JD in here. He taught this today.
What?
Really?
Yeah, he was so on his A game today. It was great. I'm not. Ask the class. He got up and he had to do it on the whiteboard because he can't manage to write on this one because it sucks. But he did it on the whiteboard. He was kicking butt today.
Yeah.
I looked at him. I said, if you miss these 2 questions on your test, I will hurt you, just so you know. Right, that's exactly what he said too. All right, cuz. All right, cousin. Then he decided he was going to talk like the crocodile hunter the rest of the period. I miss him. That was a fun show to watch.
Oh, give me JD.
No, the crocodile hunter.
Oh, the one.
That's Purple Arm.
Steve. Oh, we all started getting sad.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Good, Sophia.
You got it. No, we're going to sleep.
You can.
How did the Bears?
Okay. If you feel like you're good with these ones,
I mean,
example 1 and 2 at the bottom. List your sequential coalitions.
Yeah, that's
You should know how many you need. List them and circle your pivotal players.
That's too much work.
Too much work.
Yeah.
No, it's just for right now.
Ow.
Good. Go sway. Go sway. Kick a butt.
Exactly what I was thinking.
What?
That's weird. Why
You're a
you
big old bottle over there.
Why you being weird? Stop being weird.
6 foot, 7 foot.
Chop.
Exactly.
got it. I'm done with example 1. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to sleep.
I'm done with example 1. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to sleep.
That's what he said.
You just listed Bontop,
All right, I'm going to do number 2.
Shapley. So you have to have every player. It's when we listed them all in the orders back on this page. Like that. They have to have all players in them. Okay? Be careful when you get down to 1 and 2. If you decide to do those. Okay? You have to list sequential coalitions. They must have all players in them. Okay? You don't have a coalition of just 1 or just 2. You have a question there for you just.
That's exactly what I was
Hi,
thinking.
Poppy.
Oh.
Good, yeah,
No, she knows.
that's perfect. That's great. Good. You say it's not that funny, you still do.
Same way. I gotta keep going.
Yes, now you need to set your pivotal players. Yep, you're good. You're good.
Wait.
Ooh, yeah.
Like
Uh-huh.
no, we're not.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
So, I'm gonna tell you
I
this.
just wanna make sure I-
Example number 2.
That's 24.
How many? You have 24.
Yeah, I'm good.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, that's the last question on your test. You have 4.
You're the bully.
So you have to list 24 sequential
You're the
coalitions.
bully.
So, if you wanna hold off right now so I can show you the easiest way to do it,
No, wait, give me a sec.
I'm gonna wait.
it's up to you. If you wanna rock it, go for it. Mm-hmm. I do everything that starts with 7 first, and then I move and change my leading numbers. So you're on the right direction. Okay. So number 2. It should have been 3, 4, 12, and 10. It should have been all your last numbers. And number 3, it should have been all of your 20s. All of your 20s. If you're done with example 1, awesome.
Wait,
If
give me
not-
time for number 2.
Just going over 1 right now, Rebecca, please. Okay. So, example 1, you need to start with listing all of your sequential coalitions. So, you have 3 players, factorialize, that means I should have 6 listed. Again, start with the order that they give you, 6, 3, and 2. So then 6, 2, and 3. I always keep that leading number. Okay. So then I flip-flop to 3. 3, 6, and 2. 3, 2, and 6. 2, 3, and 6. 2, 6, and 3. Okay. When you do pivotal, 3 should have been pivotal. 2 should have been pivotal. 6 and 6. 6 and 6. Questions on that one? Okay. Example 2. Again, 4
I
factorial,
think I got 23.
which means you should have 24. Okay. Okay,
I got 23.
so I take the same approach that I did with the 6. Start with 7, 4, 3, and 1. Okay, keep the first 2 numbers and just switch the last 2. So 7, 4, 1, and 3. Okay,
I got 24.
those are your only 7 4s.
I got
Keep
it.
7
I did it.
and do 7, 3, 4, 1, 7, 3, 1, 4.
I know what I did.
So we did 7, 4, 7, 3. So 7, 1, 3, 4, and 7, 1, 4, 3. Okay, those are all of your 7s. How many are there?
That's 7. Much, but no.
6.
6.
So you have 6 that start with 7. You should have 6 that start with 4, 6 that start with 3, and 6 that start with 1. Okay, so 4, 7, 3, 1. 4, 7, 1, 3. 4, 3, 7, 1. 4, 3, 1, 7. 4, 1, 7, 3. 4, 1, 3, 7. Those are all your 4s. 3, 7, 4, 1. 3, 7, 1, 4. 3, 4, 1, 7. 3, 4, 7, 1. 3, 1, 7, 4. 3, 1, 4, 7. Okay. So I understand that it takes a minute. It's really not that bad though.
No.
Okay.
If I was
1, 7, 3, 4. 1, 7, 4, 3. 1, 4, 7, 3. 1, 4, 3, 7. 1, 3, 7, 4. 1, 3, 4, 7.
That's the one. Well, it's 11. 7 plus 4 is 11.
Got it.
No, because yeah, that would be 120. You would have had to list 120 of them if I put 5 on the test. You'd have been like, here, just take it. I'm not doing it.
Every other one.
Okay. So, pivotal players. Our goal is 11. So 4, 4, 4, 1, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Oh.
Your orders are,
Mine
be careful if you listed yours differently.
Yeah.
Okay. So my middle one's going to be 7, 7, 7, 7,
7.
7, 7.
I thought I was
Okay.
tripping.
So all the ones that start with 4s, your 7 should be circled.
Yep.
Got it.
Okay. 4, 1, 7, 7, 7, 7.
Oh, wait. You got 4 more already? Oh.
Okay. So your 3s, you should have 4, 7 circled, a 4, and a 1.
A what? I have 3.
I have a 1. I mean, I have the 4 and 1.
I have 4 and 3.
Peter, you did something wrong.
I did do something wrong.
Yeah, I need to check this because we could have listened to any different
Oh, you said 3.
Yeah, the
Oh,
3s. The
Never
3s.
mind, that's not.
Okay. Your 1s should have a 3 and then a 4.
And then a 7, 7, 7, 7,
7,
7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7,
7.
7.
So 4 7s, a 4, and a 3 with your 1s.
No. You're
Ms. Smith,
Yes,
can I
ma'am.
see Oliver Cassette and guidance, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
All right.
Ooh, they caught you finally. Yeah.
Shit. Power index.
Yep.
So guess what we got to do now?
Power.
You're gonna tell us how you know.
Exactly. She said that. I knew she was
The last
lying.
thing.
Bro. I knew she was lying.
The last thing. You said that twice now.
Yeah, you got said that twice.
My kids.
Okay.
You lied to us, man. Like it. Like, do it. I knew she lied, bro.
All right, you're a turd. Oh, yeah, you can have extra homework now because y'all won.
Oh,
So here we go.
We didn't
Oh,
watch
okay.
it.
So,
That was our drink. You
Uh-uh.
mentioned homework. Why would you mention
These-
homework?
These. Okay, so once you have your sequential, you've done your pivotal players, your last step is to count just like you did for the critical ones. So,
That's easy.
how many times was player one critical?
174.
Player one,
That's just 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 times. Remember, your
Sixes.
player one is your sixes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they were pivotal 4 times. How many times was player two pivotal?
Juan.
1. That's your 3. And player 3 was
One.
pivotal once. For a total of
5.
6.
Oh,
So
6.
4 out of 6, 1 out of 6, 1 out of 6.
12 out of 6, 20 out of 7, out of 5. 50
Out of 5.
Okay. So you're gonna do the same thing for example 2.
No.
How many times did we circle player 1?
Too many.
Negative
1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14.
14 times. Player 2.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just counting now.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
6. Player 3
1, 2,
and player 4.
1.
2.
No, this is 0.
One.
This is just, is it 1?
Just really-
Oh, no, it is 1. It is 1. It's 1. It's the one that's right there.
Wait,
3,
wait, wait,
7,
hold
1,
on.
2.
It's 2. It's 1 to the 3 and 1
1.
to
It's 2.
This one.
And then there's one on.
Oh,
And this
7,
one.
3, yeah.
2.
I thought it was just 1, Alicia.
Okay. Remember, think about it this way. How many coalitions did you have to list?
24.
24. You had 1 per coalition. So these should add up to what?
24,
24.
25.
If they didn't, you did something wrong. So this is out of 24, out of 24, out of 24, out of 24.
Exactly. Exactly what I was thinking.
You have 4 examples left in that packet. That's your homework tonight.
Oh, no.
You said 2 of them?
4.
Where?
All 4. So
About to be all 2 of them?
these 2
It was gotta be 2 of them.
and these 2.
Sorry.
What about these
That's your fault.
What about these 2 and these 2?
fault.
No, that's our real.
All 4.
What? It was only gonna be 2. And y'all fault.
That was our dream.
That was you.
No, that was you.
I can't believe
Okay.